Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is AJ and today I want to do something really fun and challenging, which is I am going to try to answer the questions from the Binibining Pilipinas 2021 Q&A portion, and I think that this is gonna be really exciting and super challenging. I used to join beauty pageants when I was younger. When I say join beauty pageants, like year after year, I would be joining beauty pageants. And I am fortunate enough that I have won titles when I was joining beauty pageants, and I have joined not only the local ones, but I have made it as well to some national beauty pageants. Just a fun fact for all of you who are watching this video, I did try to join the Miss Universe pageant this year, but unfortunately the stars didn't align for me, and it's, to tell you honestly, it's really tricky and challenging to join beauty pageants this year, or at least during this pandemic period, because it's really different now. Everything is being done virtually. For me, there is really a big difference if you are judging a person on screen versus face to face. But you know, there's still next year, there's always a next year, so we'll see. Just a little disclaimer, I have not watched the Q&A portion of the Binibining Pilipinas, so this is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna hear the questions, so that's gonna add more thrill to this challenge. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Am I ready? Oh no, Lord, please help me. Okay, let's do this. Here we go.
If you can speak to all Filipinos abroad, what are you most proud of as a Pinay, despite the grueling and difficult pandemic situation in the Philippines?
What I am mostly proud of as a Filipina is that we are not afraid to conquer anything. Despite the hardships that we are facing, we are still able to fight and be the face of hope and strength for our families and for our children. That's why I believe that that's what makes Filipinas different. We are strong and we are phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Guys, that was hard. That was hard. I think it's hard because of the time pressure. Like, I have to be super concise about my answers. So that was pretty challenging. Okay, there's more to go. That was just one question. Okay, let's do this. Next question.
Binibini, good evening. And this is your question. Ngayon, madalas nating naririnig na it's okay not to be okay. My question is, when is it okay not to be okay? And when is it not okay to be not okay?
I believe that we are all just human. We have feelings, we have a heart. So if we're going through something, it is just okay to not be okay, especially if the situation is really difficult. But it is not okay to let those feelings affect us, the way we see life, because we may just had a bad experience, or we experienced a bad situation, but it's never a bad life. There's always tomorrow and there's always hope. Thank you. What the heck? That was so hard! Okay not to be okay, not okay to be not okay. Oh my gosh. That was just the second question. Grabe. Okay, let's move on.
My question is, in what ways can a female public servant or politician can be more effective than a male politician?
I believe that women are more sensitive towards other people, and we use our heart to hear the sentiments of the people, and that is what we can use as an advantage to lead the society. Because nowadays we have to have a more open heart and open our eyes to the reality. So that's why I believe that as women we must use this in order to help our society.
Given the pandemic situation now in the Philippines, should vaccination be a choice or a mandate?
I believe that here, living in the Philippines, we are in a democratic country and we still have our right to choose. So that's why I think it should still remain as a choice if we want to get vaccinated or not. But what we can do is to encourage our citizens to take part in the initiative to be vaccinated, because it may not 100% cure us, but it is a step for us to overcome this pandemic. Okay, it's hard, guys. It's really hard. So, I think retouch muna ako. Pinapapawisan ako, guys. Okay, let's do this. Retouch muna. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Good evening, Bini Bini.
Good evening, sir.
Hi. Your question is, what are your thoughts about romantic relationships which began and developed on social media during the pandemic lockdown?
I believe that all of our feelings are valid no matter when it happened or in what situation. I believe that a lot of relationships have been tested throughout this pandemic. And so if you have loved somebody over this time, then that is good. And we must continue to do that in order to support each one another in these difficult times.
My question is, these days, beauty queens are also considered as beauty athletes with all the training we undergo. What is your message of inspiration to all Filipino athletes who are competing in the forthcoming Olympics in Japan, given the pandemic situation?
First of all, I am very proud of my fellow Filipinos who are competing for the Olympics. Despite the pandemic, they are able to still compete and fight for our country. And a message to them is to keep on doing their best, and that we support them 100%, and just continue to raise our flag and show to the world what we are capable of. Thank you.
So much has happened to us in the course of a year. When we emerge from this crisis, what positive change do you foresee happening to humanity in general?
I believe that the crisis that we are facing has taught us to become more proactive in terms of helping each one another. This pandemic that we are facing have taught us that nobody is rich, nobody is poor, everybody is just equal. And in order to overcome this, we need the help of each one another. We would need to heal as one. So that's why I believe that moving forward, we must apply this to our daily lives and remember that we are just one equal Filipinos. That's just so hard. I think that I get easily distracted whenever I hear the timer. So, parang, yeah, nagpapanik ako when I hear the timer. So, anyway, that's a good question though.
YOLO, you only live once. Name something you learned and did for the first time during the pandemic, which you consider as the most life-changing of all.
What I did for the very first time during the pandemic is to start up my own business together with my sister, and it's the very first venture that we had together, and that is the most life-changing because I've learned that life must go on no matter what situation or circumstance that you're dealing with. We must learn how to find ways in order to survive, and it taught us that we should not be afraid to take risks, and if you love what you're doing, then just go for it. Thank you.
Fake news, bashing, rants, and the like are abound on social media. Why do you think they should not be part of the new beautiful, even if they encourage social interactions on this platform?
I think social media is a platform for all of us to connect to each one another, but it doesn't mean to say that we should use this platform to discourage each one another and to spread fake news, because that would not do any good to our society. Instead, we should use social media as a platform for us to help each one another and to uplift ourselves to become the best versions that we can be. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Binibini. Amidst the hardships and suffering the world is facing now, if you're given a chance to face God and ask one question, what will that be and why?
If I will be able to have a chance to see God and ask Him a question, I would ask Him, how can we save our land and our people? Many of us are already dying and suffering, and I know that God knows the solution for everything, and He will come to save us. In the meantime, while we're waiting for this to end, we must keep our faith and just trust that God is teaching us. He is making us stronger, and one day all of this will become better because He is the way.
Given the reach and power of social media, do you believe that genuine freedom of speech exists in the Philippines nowadays? Why or why not?
I believe that social media has become a really effective platform for us to exercise our freedom of speech. We are able to let the people become informed and aware of what's happening around us, and we're able to voice out our sentiments and what we can do in order to improve the society. However, we must use this tool efficiently, and we must not post anything that can discourage other people or bash other people. This is something that we must use in order to unite Filipinos. Thank you.
How important are luxury items like bags, clothes, and jewelry for a woman when the national economy is down and struggling?
I personally believe that they are not important at all, and that we must prioritize our safety and the survival of our people and our families. If we have the resources, then use it to reach out and to help each one another. It is not the time that we think about ourselves. It is the time that we act and that we give back to the society, because in order for us to heal, we really need to help each other. Thank you. Oh yes, and finally we are done. Oh my gosh. This was very challenging. To be honest, right now I'm mentally drained and I feel more hungry than ever. Like, yes, I was already hungry before, but now it's like I need food. I really need food. I would say they were really good questions, and they are very much relevant to the situation that we are dealing with as a country, as a nation. So I know that there are still a lot of things that I need to improve on, but this is a good practice for me. And if you happen to have any comments or pieces of advice, I would really appreciate them, and I hope that you guys will continue to support me, and I will be posting more videos here on my channel. Please do watch out for that. So thank you so much once again, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Stay safe, everyone. I love you all. Bye.